Welcome. Today we're diving into the fascinating world of contracts, focusing on the difference between void and voidable contracts. Whether you're a student, a business owner, or just curious about how agreements work, this video will break down the essentials in a clear, approachable way. We'll start by exploring what contracts are, why they matter, and how they can sometimes go wrong. By the end, you'll know how to spot the difference between a contract that never existed in the eyes of the law and one that can be undone if something went wrong during the agreement process. Let's get started on this journey into contract law. Let's clarify the core terms. A void contract is one that, legally, never existed. It's as if the agreement was never made no rights, no obligations. On the other hand, a voidable contract is valid until the innocent party chooses to set it aside, usually because of issues like misrepresentation, duress, or undue influence. This distinction is crucial. A void contract can't be enforced by anyone, while a voidable contract gives the innocent party a choice. Understanding this difference helps you protect your rights and know when you can walk away from a deal. A contract is void if it lacks one of the essential requirements for a valid agreement. This could be because there was no real agreement between the parties, or because something fundamental was missing, like capacity or legality. For example, if two people think they're agreeing to different things, there's no true meeting of the minds, and the contract is void. In these cases, the law treats the contract as if it never existed, and neither party can enforce it. Mistakes can make a contract void. A unilateral mistake happens when only one party is mistaken about a key aspect of the contract, while a common mistake means both parties share the same misunderstanding. For a contract to be void due to mistake, the error must be material. It must have influenced the decision to contract. If both parties would not have agreed had they known the truth, the contract is void. This protects people from being bound by agreements based on fundamental misunderstandings. Sometimes, even if there's a mistake, the law may still uphold a contract to protect a party's reasonable reliance on the appearance of agreement. If one party reasonably believes there's a contract because of the other's words or actions, the law may enforce the agreement. This is known as the reliance theory. It's a way to ensure fairness and prevent people from backing out of deals when the other party has already acted on the agreement. A contract is voidable if all the requirements for a valid contract are present, but the way the agreement was reached is problematic. This usually happens because of misrepresentation, duress, or undue influence. In these cases, the contract is valid until the innocent party decides to set it aside. If they choose to continue, the contract remains binding. If they rescind, both parties must return what they received. This flexibility protects people from unfair or dishonest agreements. Misrepresentation happens when one party makes a false statement of fact to persuade the other to enter a contract. This can be a lie, a half-truth, or even silence when there's a duty to speak. For a contract to be voidable due to misrepresentation, the statement must be untrue about a fact, material, made by a contracting party, intended to induce the other party to contract. If all these conditions are met, the innocent party can rescind the contract or claim damages. There are three main types of misrepresentation: fraudulent, negligent, and innocent. Fraudulent misrepresentation is when someone knowingly lies or acts recklessly. Negligent misrepresentation happens when someone makes a false statement without taking proper care to check the facts. Innocent misrepresentation is when someone believes their statement is true, but it turns out to be false. Only fraudulent and negligent misrepresentations allow for claims of damages in delict, but all three can make a contract voidable. Duress occurs when one party is forced into a contract by threats of harm to themselves, their family, or their property. For duress to make a contract voidable, the threat must be of imminent or inevitable harm, the fear must be reasonable, the threat must be unlawful or against public policy, and it must have induced the contract. If all these requirements are met, the innocent party can rescind the contract or claim damages. Undue influence happens when one party has so much power over another that the weaker party can't make an independent decision. This often occurs in relationships of trust, like between a doctor and patient. For a contract to be voidable due to undue influence, the stronger party must have used their influence in a corrupt way, causing the weaker party to enter a contract that wasn't in their best interest. The law allows the innocent party to set aside such contracts. If a contract is void, both parties must return what they received. If it's voidable, the innocent party can choose to rescind or continue. In cases of misrepresentation, duress, or undue influence, the innocent party may also claim damages, especially if the misrepresentation was fraudulent or negligent. The law aims to put the innocent party back in the position they would have been in if the contract had not been made. Special rules apply in sales and under consumer protection laws, offering extra remedies. To wrap up, remember, a void contract is as if it never existed, while a voidable contract gives the innocent party a choice. Mistake, misrepresentation, duress, and undue influence are key reasons contracts can be void or voidable. Always check for material facts, fairness, and whether consent was freely given. Understanding these concepts helps you protect your interests and make informed decisions in any agreement. Thanks for watching, stay informed, and contract smart.